All right, so it's been about 5-6 minutes since we started putting this on there. So what we're gonna do is go ahead with our solvent weld right here, our glue weld, and we're gonna go ahead and start gluing this stuff together. So we're gonna take our weld on right here. Again, same kind of applicator as the purple primer. Again, same thing. Make sure you put it all the way down inside. Make sure you cover up everywhere that's going to be glued, because that glue is going to be what's holding this pipe together for the most part and keeping it welded together through thick and thin usage and stuff like that. So you want to make sure you get a good coverage of this glue all over this pipe. So we got a good coverage there. And you also want to put glue on this. So we got glue on the inside. Now we're going to sit this down inside just like that. And to spread the glue around, you want to give it about a quarter turn, clockwise or counterclockwise, to half a turn, like that. So that way it's going to help spread that glue around and hold that glue in place with the plumbing and give it an even distribution and a tighter seal. What we're going to do after that, we're going to take our ring right here, which is a removable ring, and we're going to turn the ring itself. Not the PVC, but the ring. Turn the ring itself like this. And we're going to make sure that these areas right here and right here are set at the clock positions just before 3 and just before 9, because that's going to be your exact horizontal middle axis of the actual place where we're putting our toilet bolts, because your toilet bolts need to go directly in the center of your pipe, right here and right here. So you can sit the toilet on right here and right here. So you can sit the toilet on there and give that toilet a proper seating on everything. So now that we've got everything glued, we've got everything set, we've got to wait a few minutes for this glue to dry before we start setting things, because you don't want stuff to move around on you. So we're going to wait a few minutes for this to dry, and we're going to mark these areas here, 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 and here with a pencil, because that's where we're going to be installing our screws to kind of hold this thing in place. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Okay, we're back. This is Daniel Hubble again with Crisuda Enterprises. We had to take a quick break to the hardware store to go grab some additional materials we're going to need to go fix this flange up that we've been working on and doing this video on for y'all's benefit. We are back at the job site. I'm testing the flange, making sure it's good and tight and sturdy, which it is. That means the glue's set. But we want to make sure that we get this thing permanently set, so that way it's not going to move, it's not going to rot. Because if we don't secure this part right here, then over time the glue's good. It'll hold it. It'll keep it watertight. But due to people sitting on the toilet, off the toilet, slamming down on the toilet, you got that urge to go and just gotta run and plop right down on it. Causes vibrations, which can break the glue up, which can also break the flange up and also cause the flange to start leaking later on down. So what we want to do, we want to make sure we got this thing screwed down all the way and put in right the first time. So that way, if anything happens to it, we know it's not on us, it's not our fault or anything like that. It's just something that happens over time. So to do this, we had to grab a couple things from the hardware store that I was out of. First, we had to grab Tapcon screws, which are 1/4 inch by 2 3/4 inch. Which is about the size you need for a toilet flange. And I'll explain that in a second. We also had to buy the right type of drill bits so we can drill down into the concrete and the mortar mix to go ahead and set the screws in. Then we also had to get the right kind of drill bits to handle this. These Tapcons have what's called a star bit on them. Not your typical Phillips head or hex head or anything like that. The star bit adds additional torque and then less slippage on the screw as you screw it into whatever it is you're trying to fasten. And these require what's called a T30 star bit. So that's what as you can see at the top. Sometimes if you don't know what to get, all you gotta do is read the box and it'll tell you what to get. So we got the Tapcon screws. We've got the T30 star bit, which is what it says it requires right here. T30 driver bit. So we went ahead and picked up ourselves a T30 driver bit. So we know we got the right screws, we got the right bit. And then down here, it says it requires a 3/16 by 4.5 inch Tapcon drill bit. Now I have drill bits like this already, but I was kind of out, so I went ahead and bought me a pack of these right here. So as you can see, our drill bit is 3/16 by 4.5 inch. Which, as you can see here, is the right size required for these Tapcon Tapcon screws. The reason why I use Tapcons is because it eliminates the need for things like glues or Loctite or regular concrete or drywall fasteners that you would have to put in as plugs first before screwing it down, because these actually cut into the mortar, cut into the concrete, and actually hold themselves just like a screw would hold itself in wood. So we've got everything we need right here. Our flange is already set, the glue's dry, so now what we're going to do is, I originally was going to use this, and this, but we decided not to. I want to make sure I get the full length of this flange, so we're going to use this hole right here. Then we're going to bring it up to this hole instead, and this hole down here instead of using the two at the bottom, because we put all the screws down here at the bottom and all at the top. Then that's going to go ahead and help center the flange and keep the center from moving, but it's not going to keep the whole flange from moving. So we're going to put a couple bolts in the center, here and here. I'm going to put bolts on the side, here and here. Therefore, the full flange is going to be screwed down, and it won't matter what you're doing, it's not going to rock, it's going to fasten itself down. So we're going to go ahead and get started on that. Alright, so we've opened up our Tapcon drill bit set. So here's our Tapcon drill bit. And here's the drill, Craftsman, variable speed drill. It's got two different speeds on it where it can go fast or slow, but it's also got an adjustable speed setting right here where it can go the slowest being 1 and the fastest being the drill icon, which is super duper duper fast. So that way it's going to drill this drill bit down into the concrete with we're using speed and precision, so we can go ahead and get this job done faster. Now this is the type of drill I would recommend if you're using this type of drill bit. Now there is such thing as a hammer drill that you can buy, which we aren't going to use in this example, but you will see what a hammer drill is in some of the other examples and some of the other videos that we're going to be posting up over time, so you get a chance to see what that is. So for right now, we're going to use this Craftsman brushless V20 power drill. Again, like I said, I'm a Craftsman guy. All my tools are Craftsman. You can get this drill at Lowe's for about 60-70 bucks, plus a battery pack for about $100, and this is a specialty 4 amp battery right here as opposed to your 2 amp battery, so it's going to give longer life to the drill, and it's going to allow the drill to function a lot faster and a lot longer than a standard 2 amp will. And I'd say the battery pack's probably about 160 bucks. You can get them both at Lowe's if you want to get some drills. So how you do this is basically this right here is your chuck. Okay, this chuck turns counterclockwise and clockwise. If you turn your chuck counterclockwise, which is what we're doing here, it's going to open your chuck. So you can put larger drill bits in there if you need to. If you turn it clockwise, it's going to close your chuck. It's a hand chuck. It doesn't require the use of an Allen wrench or anything like that like some other drills do. And it's a self-locking drill. So turn it clockwise, we shorten it up to the point where we can install this drill bit in there. So our drill bit's all the way in there. Turn it clockwise so we can tighten it up on the drill bit. And you're going to hear some clicking. So I'm going to be quiet so you can hear the clicking. Okay, those were the clicks you heard. That means the drill is currently locked and set. So now that drill bit is all the way in the drill and secured, so we can start go ahead and drilling our holes. The other thing we're going to need is a little bit of cutting grease or cutting oil, thread cutting lubricant. You can use this for vast majority of different things. We're going to coat the drill bit with it because that's going to help us cut through the concrete and the mortar and stuff like that without dulling our drill bit. It's not required, but if you do it without the oil or the lubrication, it will dull your drill bit a lot faster and give you less life out of your drill bit. So what we're going to do is pop this open. We're going to spray a little bit of lubricant in our holes that we're going to be using. Kind of let that set. Then we're going to put the drill bit over here. This is a washable lubricant, so it won't matter if it gets down in there. And we're going to coat our drill bit in lubricant and let all that set. Then, once all that's set, we're going to adjust our power. We want low power for this. If you cut it high power, again, you can burn your drill bit up or cause excess friction to wear your drill down. So we've got it set to speed 1, which is a low speed. And we got it set to the drill setting, which gives us our highest variable speed available, because that's what you want. Otherwise, if you have too low of a speed, your drill is going to lock up on you. You're going to have to reset your speed. All right, so now what we're going to do, we're going to take our drill bit, we're going to hold this in place with our hand like this, and we're going to start drilling our holes. Drill it straight down, far down as the drill bit will go. This could take a few minutes, could take longer, I don't know. It's just a matter of how tough the concrete is and everything else. got our first hole drilled right here. Took a little bit longer than I wanted it to, so I went ahead and transferred it out to a different kind of drill. This was called a rotary drill or a hammer drill. This one is made by Bauer. It's my second favorite tool company. A lot of my heavier duty stuff will generally start with Bauer, not so much Craftsman. It is a corded drill, so you have to have a power source. It does not work off the battery. And what this drill does is it has two settings on it. It has your forward and your reverse, just like a standard drill. But it also has your rotary or hammer setting up top to where you can set the drill to either be a hammer drill or you can set it up to be a rotary hammer drill. Okay, for the purposes we're going to be using the rotary hammer drill side. Actually, no, we'll use the hammer drill side. We'll use the hammer drill side, which is used for like rotary. No, yeah, use the rotary hammer drill side right here. This side right here is generally made for like rotary chisels and things like that for breaking up concrete, not so much for screwing things down. You can use it for that though. So we're going to keep it to our rotary drill side right here. This one does require a chuck, which is generally provided when you get the tool. This is the chuck right here, and how it works. To open the drill up, you see these little holes in this gear on the side. Put your chuck in the gear like that, and you just turn it. Again, counterclockwise opens the drill up, so it allows larger drill bits to fit in, and clockwise closes the drill down. So we're going to go ahead and put our rotary drill bit. We're going to put our hammer drill bit in this one. And we're going to close it up. And you want to make sure it's good and tight. So okay, so the drill bit's starting to slip a little bit. Okay, so that's good and tight. So now we got our drill bit in here like this. Works the same way as a regular drill. See? And then you've got an extension bar right here, which you can use to set your depth, either deeper or shorter. So we're going to go ahead and reset the depth on this. Now how you reset the depth is you undo it here. This is going to loosen it up. It's going to loosen this up so you can adjust your holding position, and loosen this up so you can adjust your depth. We want to set the depth to roughly about 4 inches, which is where it's at right now, the 4-inch mark, which comes up to right here on the drill. And as you can see, it makes this depth even with the tip of that drill bit. So once we hit that depth, we know we're going to be far enough to get this Tapcon screw in there. Then you just screw this back together, tighten it back up, and now you got your depth set and you got your handle tightened for holding. Set the depth to be even with here, because now with this being even with here, I can go the full length of this drill bit as opposed to partial length of the drill bit. I've adjusted my holding, so I got a better hold on the drill as we're going down. So what we're going to do, we're going to use this drill to finish drilling the rest of these holes, as you will see. Okay, now we're in forward. Make sure we got our cutting grease on here. Get this lubed up. Okay, we got some more cutting grease here. Now we reach the depth there. We're going to check the depth here. Okay. Okay, now we got the first 2 holes drilled, so what we're going to do, we're going to start putting these Tapcons in. Because what's happening is this, you don't want the flange to flex or move. If that flange starts flexing or moving, it's going to cause your drilled holes to be a little bit bigger than what you want them to be. So we're going to stop there for a second. We got 2 holes drilled, the ones that don't have the lubrication on them. So with those holes drilled, which are here and here, we'll go ahead and throw our Tapcon screws in. To drive these screws in, we're going to use what's called this hammer drill driver. It's what it looks like. Again, made by Craftsman. Told you I'd show you how one works. How this works is you take these bits right here, and this goes into your chuck. This bottom end right here goes into the chuck right here on your drill. You simply pull that out. That releases the chuck, and when the bit's in there, it automatically snaps it back in place. Like so. Pull out. Okay. Pull out. Push it in. Release. Now your drill bit chuck is going to be snapped back in place. I didn't do it right. Okay, there we go. See, now it's back in place. You just pull out, throw it in all the way. Now that drill bit's in place, and we're ready to start installing these Tapcon screws.